Welcome, aged super soldiers, to Geek Salad Reviews from the Geek Salad Podcast. I'm Andy.
And I'm Mike.
And tonight we are going to discuss episode 2 of Falcon and Winter Soldier.
Deuces.
From our unpaid master from the House of Mouse.
Titled The Star-Spangled Man.
Let's just jump right into it. Now that we kind of like cut through the first episode tension of what the show's tone is going to be, we learned more about John Walker as the new Captain America. We learned that there have been super soldiers a lot longer than Cap has been around, apparently.
No, I think Cap was still the first, but I think they tried after they lost Cap, and they had a couple of minor successes.
Yeah,
at least.
We got more into the Flag Smashers, and got a little more take on them. And I swear to God, we almost saw Sam and Bucky kiss. So,
well, I mean, yeah, they were in a interesting situation briefly.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so that was essentially, that's just the high level overview of what was going on with this.
Right.
What were your thoughts about episode 2?
I really, I liked how the first episode set up where each of these characters are, but this is the episode. This really kind of feels like the first episode of the series because this is where Sam and Bucky unite, and that's where the real magic of this show, I think, comes across.
Yeah, I'm finding this show to be far more adult than WandaVision.
Yes.
Or The Mandalorian, to that extent, in terms of the Disney Plus, like the non-House of Mouse properties.
It tackles some pretty serious issues.
There is way more language than I was expecting to hear in this one, which is, interesting, and I'm happy that they're not pulling those punches. I mean, they're not going full on R, but they're kind of earning that solid PG-13 style television rating.
Yeah.
And I'm fine with that. I am really enjoying that they are still keeping us guessing as to the motivations of certain characters, especially John Walker.
Yeah. And I, like we were talking last week, that you kind of wanted him to be just like a real dick asshole, and I was like, I kind of want you to be, I want him to be likable. I think we both got kind of elements of that.
Yeah, my theory has kind of changed a little bit, and I've heard a couple of other theories which I totally buy into now. So what I would really like to see happen is that John Walker was not a good fit for this role. He was an exemplary soldier. He was one of those guys that would have totally just made it in World War II. He would have been selected straight up. But the thing is that he will eventually use this, maybe not even realizing it, but he essentially will become a bully, wearing, holding the shield, wearing the flag, where Steve hated bullies, which essentially means they're stealing this whole thing from RoboCop 2.
Well, I mean, if you remember when Captain America: The First Avenger, there was that one soldier that Tommy Lee Jones' character really loved. He was like, aces all the tests. Like, John Walker is kind of this character. I mean, he's not a bully right now, but you can kind of see that he could be. He could go that way.
Right. He is. The thing with Cap, with Steve, was that while he was a soldier, he hated bullies. He hated being pushed around, and he had a never quit attitude. So this kind of feeds into another theory I've heard, that Walker's going to get beaten up pretty bad. at some point where he's going to want to give up. Unlike Steve, who is like, I can do this all day. And that's when his buddy Battlestar is like, hey, I snuck these out of, that crew that we busted, and gives him that serum that is turning them all into super soldiers.
Well, I mean, what did Dr. Erskine say in The Best Avenger? The serum makes the good better, makes the bad worse.
Right.
So,
which has been the whole crux of Civil War when they ended up in Russia at the end of Civil War.
Yeah.
That it turned these people. It made them strong. It made them, unbeatable, but it made them unstable.
Yeah.
And I really feel like that's what's going to happen.
I think that is certainly a valid point. But I'm not going to put anything past this show. If we learn anything from WandaVision, is that they like to take expectations and chuck them out the window.
Is this Mephisto?
I mean, Cap lives on the moon. Mephisto.
Maybe Battlestar's Mephisto. He's going to be the devil. He's going to be the devil that tells him, maybe you should be as good as Steve was. Take this.
Sign this deal first.
Anything.
But anyway,
it's fun to theorize. I will enjoy. Again, I'm here for the ride. I'm not here to dictate my terms of what's going to make this show great. I like that a lot. I'll be 100% honest with you. I am loving how hard it is for Sam. And I'm not saying this because I don't like the character of Sam. I am loving that Feige, Disney, Marvel are taking this risk, this very calculated risk in a very tense time in our history, to point out that it does not matter if he helps save the world on several occasions. He will always be, his color of his skin is always going to be causing cops to harass him, to have him, that they're never going to believe him.
Is this guy bothering you?
Is it? Yeah. Yep, exactly. To the international brainwashed cyborg assassin.
And when they do arrest Bucky, they handcuff him in the front.
Yep.
He's got a bionic arm. He is a known assassin.
Yep.
Because Civil War, they had him. Winter Soldier. They handcuffed him in the front. I'm pretty sure if they were handcuffing Sam, they would have done it in the back.
Totally the back. Yep. Tossed him into the car. We're gonna see this throughout. Now, I will be really interested in seeing how that. I don't think it's going to resolve itself. I think it'll be addressed. But we won't see the end of this. It's not the kind of thing you resolve.
Yeah.
Because it will never really truly be resolved, sadly. It's just one of these things that's going to keep happening, and Sam is going to fight back as best he can while still keeping a reasonably cool head. I mean,
he's been fairly he's had a lot of things go against him, and he's still kept fairly calm and collected throughout.
I agree. Excuse me.
Yeah.
2 in a row, man. This is like I really like that. I think that Sebastian Stan and Anthony Mackie's chemistry is off the chain now.
Oh, absolutely. The big three.
The big three, yes.
Androids, aliens, or wizards.
Yep.
I got a little nerd joy when he said, "Oh, I read The Hobbit when it was first released in 1937. It was such pride. I'm like, that's nerd pride right there.
Yep.
Ooh, yeah.
Yep. It is great too, because it's also, for a show that is essentially a grounded show, grounded in more of that realistic Marvel attitude.
Yeah.
That the fact that they are addressing that there are aliens out there, and there are sentient androids, and there are wizards out there.
Mm-hmm.
Because this show is essentially dealing with that people don't really have superpowers. I mean, the ones that have like the super strength, it's all coming out of a bottle.
Yeah.
And it's just, I think the biggest asset this show has right now is its cinematography and its editing, because they're doing a great job getting right up in their mush and having them just react. Just, there's a lot of great reaction shots in there.
Yeah. I mean, the scene on the trucks was a phenomenal action scene.
Yeah.
And much like the Falcon's rescue of that soldier in the first episode.
Yeah.
But for me, the strengths of this episode in this series so far have been the character moments. I mean, the dealing with the cops, the scene with Carl Lumbly's Isaiah Bradley, was devastating and beautifully done. And I mean, almost following right after that, the scene in the psychiatrist's office.
Yeah.
Where I mean, really, Bucky has a breakthrough, and I get the feeling I think Sam could have opened up more, but he is keeping it still kind of closed.
I think we'll that is something we will find out. We will resolve what's going on in his head now. We'll resolve that by the end of the season.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, that's really kind of where his story arc is heading for.
Right. Exactly. That is episode 4 territory right there. I'm calling it. And then you've got the Flag Smashers, and it is really cool to have like this like these pop-up terror cells that are they're doing it to steal more serum and make people stronger.
But also, I mean, they were stealing medicine. I mean, the
vaccinations, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he said, that Russian guy that gave him food and shelter. It's like they're Robin Hoods to them. So they are helping people. There's just, much like Robin Hood, they're stealing from people that do still they have it and they can still use it.
Right. It'll be interesting how the Flag Smashers kind of whether or not they're actually the big bads of the series.
Yeah, because we did get the introduction of the Power Brokers men.
Yes,
and the Power Broker is a Marvel villain. But I have a theory that Power Broker, Flag Smashers, and even Bucky and Sam, they're all going to be drawn into the web of one Mr. Zemo.
Yep, it's just an intricate plot because that's what he's good at.
Oh yeah, I mean we learned from Civil War he is a massive manipulator.
Yeah, he does a very good job putting the pieces together to make to create calamity. To see that done in a jail cell, in a maximum security jail cell, will be really interesting. And we finally get a shot of him.
Yeah, I don't think it was a fluke that we saw him playing chess.
Right,
he is moving the pieces around as he wants them.
Good call. Good call. I'm assuming next week we'll see Sharon Carter because they did it again where they just showed a picture of her but didn't give any of her
credit.
Information. Yep,
no credit.
I know she is also on the run too. She also, because she aided Cap, she got the shield back for him.
They come out and say it like she's an enemy of the state right now.
Yeah.
I don't. I'm just wondering if she's still considered an enemy of the state because the whole Accords are kind of like in limbo.
Right. Who knows? Not 100% sure, but I like where this show is going. I like that they're taking it down an alley, and they're taking it down an avenue that is still as different as WandaVision,
Mm-hmm.
but a completely different road.
Yeah. And this one, again, this one was filmed like, last year. This was supposed to come out last, like, what? No, was it supposed to come out last November?
These were supposed to come out, last November. They were going to be the first.
Yeah.
This series was the first of the MCU series. And then the pandemic happened. They decided to shuffle stuff around a little bit. I think it worked. Quite honestly, it works because I think if we had gotten this first, if we had gotten Falcon and Winter Soldier first, we would have treated this like another Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Just
That's
because, I mean, that's what we were expecting. We're just, okay, we're just going right into the military. We're just doing right, giving us that break, taking us to more of the wizards end of the aliens, androids, and wizards. With WandaVision, and giving you something that's just so bizarre and so just subverted everybody's expectations and just messed around with theories and existing comic book plots and all that, and still gave you a very satisfying series. I feel like that you needed that. You needed to just be whacked over the head with an amazing MCU television entry. This works perfectly well for a second. Loki, as far as I am concerned, Loki will be a good third.
I think Loki will be a nice kind of like. Sorry, he was yanking on my headphones.
Oh,
I think Loki will be kind of like almost a mix of WandaVision and this. I think it'll be more action than WandaVision, but more weirdness than Falcon and Winter Soldier.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. I fully agree with you on that. I'm genuinely this. I feel like the one thing about this show that I'm not getting that I got from WandaVision is just like that general, it's Friday,
Okay.
I don't know why I'm not feeling that. It could just, there's a number of reasons that are probably more external than internal reasons why I'm not as excited. I really feel a part of that is that I had to find, because I've been watching these with my kids.
Mm-hmm.
And unlike like The Mandalorian, I'd watch on a lunch break, and then I'd go back and I'd watch it with them. Right. With WandaVision, the kids and I watched the entire series together. We learned, we got those no way moments together. And I'm doing that with Falcon and Winter Soldier, but because this show is a little grittier, a little more profane, if you will, it's harder to find that time.
Yeah,
where we can watch that and not have my wife go, "Is this okay for him?"
Yeah, I get the feeling WandaVision is definitely a more family friendly. This one, like much like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., it seems it's more adult, more more aimed at a slightly older teen, mid-teen to older,
right?
Feel
right. But yeah, I thought it was a really good episode. We're given tastes of things, and that's again something I love about these series. Go, let the cat out if you have to.
Yeah.
All right. I feel like these series are going to take their sweet time scratching the surface of these characters, and you're going to get these little bits to get to know them better, to be able to get to know John Walker better. I realistically would not be one bit surprised if they dedicated an entire episode or the majority of an episode to Battlestar's backstory and how he ties into John Walker and whether or not he is in fact the first black sidekick to get killed in the MCU. You're muted again. I do this at work all the time, Mike. It's okay.
John Walker's last line, a lot of people seem very divisive about it. Some people think it's him just proving what a dick he is, and just stay the hell out of my way.
Yeah.
I think it can be taken at that, but also it's like He clearly has a lot of respect for them. He almost quasi fanboys them
Yeah.
because they are legitimately superheroes,
Right.
and he's just trying to take up the mantle.
Why would you give me a chance? God.
And yeah, I mean he's like extended the Outlands a couple different times, and they just okay, we're doing our own thing. I think he's just like, okay, fine, whatever. If you're gonna throw me down, then stay the hell out of my way.
Right. But I also think too is that how they're reading it, how Bucky and Sam are reading this, is he's not looking for partners. He's looking for sidekicks.
Yeah, I mean he said Falcon
His
is
wingman.
Yeah, his wingman. So always that last line.
Bird costume.
Yeah,
but that's the thing. I think he is eager to, and again, I am playing psychiatrist for a character we barely know anything about.
Yeah.
That he is eager to have experienced help that will do the lion's share of the work, but because he's the one with the shield, he'll be able to take the credit for it.
Mm-hmm.
And I think he knows that his sidekick doesn't line up with Sam or with Bucky.
Right.
And
he's a good friend with Battlestar. He loves Battlestar. I'm sure he knows Battlestar's guy's back, but he's not a cyborg super soldier, and he's not a wingsuit Avenger. So
yeah. So I mean, again, it's tough because the character is just still fresh out of the bag. Yeah. We'll just again, it's a wait and see.
And also, Wyatt Russell is the actor. John Walker is the character. Stop sending Wyatt Russell death threats because he plays a character.
No.
He had to shut down his Instagram account because people that didn't like John Walker were sending him death threats. I mean, dude, he's an actor and he's a really good actor.
Right. Well, these are the same chuds that drove Kelly Marie Tran off of social media. Have essentially vilified Brie Larson from being allowed to do anything. So it really sucks. It shouldn't happen.
Some people just should not be given access to technology.
Well, that's true too. But that's, we'll see how he does. I mean, I'm looking forward to it. I'm a little more invested now in his character. I'm dying to know how it turns out, or even if, because out of all the series in the can for MCU right now, this is the only one that is going to, I think, be greenlit for a second season.
I think this is. I mean, Loki.
I kind of feel like unless Loki, again, we don't know anything about the show. If they don't leave an opening for that, just like WandaVision. WandaVision is a mini series. It's not a series. I firmly believe Loki will also be a mini series. Mainly because of the amount of talent within that one. Yeah. Falcon and Winter Soldier could very much be a series, like a 2, 3. That's it, because they're not going to kill it. Series.
Yeah. Plus, it's a nice way to just keep these guys fresh and keep them in our mind until the next Avengers movie.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's the whole point of these.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's really all I have to say about episode 2. It was a very good episode. Looking forward to episode 3 on our Easter weekend. So hurrah!
Oh yeah,
it is Easter weekend.
Nice.
I don't get Friday off because
Yeah, I don't get Friday off, and I'm pretty sure I don't get Monday off either.
No, we don't. We don't get either of those days off at all.
Yeah.
Anyway, so, what were your thoughts on Falcon and Winter Soldier episode 2? Leave a polite comment below. Don't forget to like this video, hit the subscribe button if you haven't done so already. Check out our entire video archive here at YouTube, and check out the podcast that Mike and I host, Geek Salad, wherever you get your podcasts. This week, you've actually got a treasure trove of stuff this week on the YouTube channel. Not only did you get the episode you just watched, we reviewed Pixar's Cars. I joined up with Thomas from the Movies After Work podcast to review Zack Snyder's Justice League.
It's a long video, too.
It's a long video, but you know what? We didn't go half as long as the movie. So, and then at the end of the week, we will have our latest audio podcast coming out. Again, wherever you get your podcast, it will also show up here. I don't think I'm breaking any copyright laws this time.
No.
One will hope. Where we discuss our video game console disappointments and the money we have pissed away on terrible video games.
And also, what music are you guys reviewing this week?
Oh, we are not actually. I have not got in touch with anybody. I think that might have to wait till next week.
Okay.
There's a lot going on. I gotta talk to Jim. I gotta talk to Todd. I gotta talk to Joe. We'll figure that out eventually. However, if you love music, check out our video review of Zenyatta Mandata from The Police, which was released 2 weeks ago and is still phenomenal. Great album.
You just love singing that, don't you?
Dude, it just rolls off the tongue. It's made up words. That's what they said. Just rolls off the tongue. If you want to follow us on the socials, we are most active on Twitter at Geek Salad Radio, but we're also on Facebook at Geek Salad Podcast. And if you want to support the show, buy our wares because we have T-shirts, mugs, and all that fun stuff at tpublic.com. Keyword Geek Salad Podcast. Check that out. I know I keep sounding like a broken record. Eventually, I'll come up with some new designs. That will just take me just really probably being sick in bed. So anyway, until next time, I'm Andy.
I'm Mike.
Go forth and be nerdful.